Hello, guys. So, welcome to our first podcast. And I am the trader motorist Anirban Sutradhar. And I have some experience of riding on the track, but I have a lot of experience of riding on the hills, taking the curves, and doing some knee drags. And fortunately, no elbow drags yet. And here today we have with us Shugalpo. So, Shugalpo, what about you? You are the Shining Summit on Instagram. So, tell me something about yourself.
Hi, I am Shukalpo. I have been riding for last 10 years or so. Maybe
Mhm.
we are close friends offline too.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah, we have a lot of experience combined together.
correct.
I have been in some pretty scary places. We will dive that into someday else. But what essentially happens is that I am more kind of a day trip person who loves to take my motorcycle on a day trip. Maybe we have a lot of places to go in North Bengal, to be honest. So maybe for a day, we go out, we have a chill ride with a group of friends,
Yeah.
and come back safely. That's not the option, by the way.
I completely understand, but I'm quite the opposite. I'm not the the marathon runner. I'm more like a sprint runner. I like short and fast, action-packed rides. Sometimes running from the cops. I hope cops don't watch this podcast. And other than that, I used to have my favorite bike. One of my dream bikes was Duke 390. So back in 2021, December, I purchased my first powerful bike that was a Duke 390 Gen 4, sorry, BS4, not Gen 4. And I loved riding it. But suddenly, what happened with me, some changes came into me, and I realized that this naked bike is not my thing. So I switched to a R15 V3, and trust me, I am the luckiest man on earth right now having this as my daily driver. So I am not the backpacking kind of thing. I'm not into backpacking kind of thing. I'm not a wanderer. You can say like I'm the street Rossi. I would ride like 90 plus on the busy streets, but I would never go on a 90-kilometer long ride. So tell me something about you, about this.
I started quite humbly in
Hmm.
my motorcycle riding career.
Yeah.
I think, every one of us's childhood love is it is either every kid's dream is to have own an R15 at some point in
Yeah,
their
yeah,
life,
correctly.
or the next best thing that is available since quite some time without any updates in our market, that is Pulsar 150.
Yeah.
So I started learning in a Hero Glamour, modest, very humble. It was my father's, and it was carburetor. It was a mess. Then I progressed towards having a Pulsar 150.
Hmm.
Then I moved towards an Apache 160 4V. That was a fun bike to have, but
Yeah, yeah.
it has its own story.
We have a lot of memories together in
Then
that bike.
we have a lot of memories. We started riding together in that
Yeah,
only.
yeah, yeah, correct.
Then we have moved forward. I fortunate enough to own a Tramspeed 400. It's marvelous bike.
So,
It has a lot of latitude to play with,
hmm.
a lot of power, a lot of lean angles, a lot
Hmm.
of technicalities that you can learn. But
Hmm.
I think in future, I look forward to own an adventure bike
Okay.
to go and see some really scenic places, which
Okay.
Speed 400 can go obviously, but it takes a whole lot of beating.
That's great. That's great. Even I also have the same approach. Like one bike is never enough. It's always better to have more bikes. So I also have an Xpulse 200. The major fun part is that bike.
Great, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Great bike, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. The sad part is I had kept that bike for 7 months without riding. It was rotting in my garage, and suddenly one fine day I felt like okay, I want to go to Shiv Khola. But the thing is, my R15 is not capable to go there because the rocks will hit the bottom part and it might crack the engine case. So then I thought, okay, I should look back to my old beloved bike. And then I took some time and fixed it, fixed the suspension, fixed the battery. And now it has also become a partial daily driver for me because I do most of my moto vlogs on Xpulse only. But one thing I'd like to ask you, Shukalpo, tell me something that you have only been riding all the naked bikes over the course of time. since you have started with the Glamour, then you moved to a Pulsar, and now you have you're riding a Speed 400. What do you think about the character? See, all these bikes have the similar character. It's an upright position. It's comfortable for long rides. So, what do you think? Would you ever would you ever consider shifting to a sports bike or Fiat bike which has a more aggressive position, which is more suited for short and fast rides, or are you going to stick with ADV and touring?
To be honest with you, I'm really torn apart in between two choices right now. It's a very nice choice to have, but yes, I am currently thinking of having an R15, a beat up used R15 for my
Hmm.
daily commutes,
All right.
or else I can switch to an ADV style off-roader like a Himi 450 or maybe Adventure 390 or
Okay.
even the Scrambler 400X from Triumph is a very good
You have the
option.
same
I've rode
bike.
it.
You have the same bike, bro. You already have a Sweet 400.
That's yeah, that's not probably gonna happen, but
Ah.
I rode it pretty thoroughly, the Scrambler 400,
Hmm.
and it was a lovely one. But coming back to the point, what I would
Hmm.
say that I can see myself owning a sports bike in the near future,
Okay.
maybe, but it takes a lot of will, effort, and commitment
Hmm.
to give to that riding posture. I wonder how do you do it on everyday manner, riding an R15 that so committed position on an everyday basis.
Okay, so you have to look back to my history. As you know that after leaving school, after my school was finished, when I finally started making money, I did not get a motorbike first. I got some cycles, and those are not some normal cycles. I had a road bike which is very aggressive in position. With that bike, I had climbed Tiger Hill, I had gone to hills, I had gone to plains, I have done multiple BRMs. So I had that within me, like my physical fitness was enough suitable for that kind of committed riding position. And also, being a trader professionally, I feel that riding a sport bike requires a lot of discipline and dedication as well, because you cannot leave it in the middle and think that okay, my back is paining, my shoulder is paining. No matter where it's paining, you have to finish your ride, you have to finish what you have started, right? So being a trader, that discipline also helped me when I came to the riding scene as well. R15 being my daily driver, if to be honest, I have never been happier. I never had such a big smile whenever I twist the
Obviously,
throttle
yeah,
of
it's yeah.
R15. Is the most fun bike I have ever ridden. Many people might have different opinions on it, because people say that Duke 390 has a very peppy throttle. I have owned Duke 390, and I choose R15 V3 or V4 or V5, which is going to come next year, over Duke 390 any day.
Yeah, because it makes sense. It has such a large latitude. If you're able to deal with that riding position,
Mhm.
I think us Indians, every average 30-year-old should be physically fit enough to pull that off.
True.
As I'm a fitness freak myself, I have
Mhm.
done long trails and the hikings and all that. So
Mhm.
we know that we hit the gym regularly.
Yeah.
That's besides the point. But I think if you can deal with the aggressive riding stance of R15, it's
Mhm.
a phenomenal bike. It comes with usable power, unlike the trashy engine of 390 or that brutal
Mhm.
power of 390. Nobody's gonna love that every bit of time.
Mhm.
So it provides a lot of you know power to the rider itself, and it can keep up. We have seen this. We will not mention the names where we did it, but we have seen this that my speed 400 can hardly keep up with a well maintained, with some lightly modded R15 on a mountain roads. It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a great bike to have. Yeah.
See, I'll tell you something. I'll be very honest with you. When I first got my R15, I did not have any expectation that it would be this fast the way I ride it right now. The maximum I have clocked on my R15 on a highway is 162 kilometers per hour. I was riding a
That
48.
was a closed highway for the audience purposes. Do
Yeah,
not
yeah,
attempt this. That was
yeah.
a closed highway.
Please
We
do not
yeah
attempt this by yourself. Okay, so I
yeah.
have clocked 162 kilometers per hour on an R15 with 4080 chainring. It had a full system exhaust, catcon removed, and also it had a BMC air filter. So with that, it is achievable. Also, in my last track day experience when I went to Guwahati, Orissa State, I have seen R15 smoking Duke 390 and RC 390 like dust. It's nothing for R15.
It all comes down to the chassis.
Exactly.
Beautiful chassis,
Exactly.
suspension.
And coming to the riding posture, coming to the body metrics, it's so good. If someone practices on this bike, this can even beat super bikes in a closed circuit. Like if there is a very short track which is very technical, not like BIC, not like Kari Motorsports.
The
I'm
BIC
talking,
is a whole different
yeah,
ballgame.
yeah, that's a different thing. But I'm talking about this small tracks like go-kart tracks, like the one we have at Guwahati in Orissa State. If you take a R15 there, and if you take a Ninja 650 or ZX6R, I can guarantee, I can bet that the time difference would not be more than 5 seconds. The time difference would not be more than five
Absolutely.
seconds. Even it can be close neck to neck. There can be a neck to neck competition with ZX6R and R15 in a very technical track. So that is the thing.
Absolutely.
Also, I have one more argument here. People say that super bikes is the ultimatum of owning a bike. I say that is complete bullshit. That is not true, because we
Correct.
as a biker, we want to twist the throttle and we want to feel
Exactly.
how the bike responds to it, right? I dare you to get any super bike more than 600, not the GT 650, more than more than 600 cc,
Some
okay?
people are gonna hate us.
And you
Yeah.
bring that bike to wrong turn road and you just go full throttle on it. It's not possible. On
All
third
right.
gear,
Hell,
yes, yes,
hell, even not even the you don't have to go to the super bikes. If you take your old 390 Duke or my
yeah,
Speed
yeah, it's not
400,
possible.
I think we can have much more fun on an Apache RTR 160 or any
Correct,
150cc bike, R15 especially,
correct.
in the closed, tight and twisty turns
Yeah,
of
yeah,
wrong turn.
yeah,
But my Speed 400 or your Duke 390 used to feel a lot more than we can chew
exactly,
in those roads. Especially the lanes are so narrow and it's so twisty. The usable power matters a lot, like
exactly,
on typical 150cc
absolutely.
bike profiles.
So,
So
yes, yes, you're saying something.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That it's very usable power, R15 especially, and it comes with great handlings, ergonomics. It's spot on for riding uh, that kind of thing that everyday people do. So, what's your experience regarding like what would you like to say about the in general riding culture of India? We have been riding for almost 10 years at this point. We
Yeah,
have
yeah, yeah,
been riding in different parts of the country. I have been to Bhubaneswar. I have been to you have been to Guwahati
yeah, yeah.
recently. I have been to Uttarakhand.
Hmm.
Phenomenal roads in Uttarakhand, by the way. So, what is your opinion on the riding culture, and especially the younger crowd that are
I,
coming
w-
into the riding scenes?
I was just about to come to this topic. You remember, right, how I told that the owning a super bike is the ultimatum of having being a
Yeah.
biker, right, nowadays. So
That's a
because all,
misconcept. That's a misplaced
exactly, exactly.
ideology.
It's completely a bad financial decision for all the new creators. Basically, when we open Instagram, the first thing we see all the Indian influencers, they're moving towards either Z900 or ZX10R, because those are the cheapest super bikes available in the market.
The cheapest super bikes comes with Kawasaki service prices.
Exactly, exactly. That is the thing. So, what is happening in today's culture? People are thinking having a bigger bike is more respect. I completely disagree that it's never about the CC that you have on your bike. It's more about the brotherhood we have between the riders, right? We should not have a rivalry between you ride a 400, you ride a 600, you ride a 1000. It should not be like that. It should be more like we are going on a ride, we'll take care of each other, we'll have some friendly battles, we'll have some cornering skills practice. But the thing is, it should always be on the constructive side, not on the destructive side. It should not feel like, okay, the main controversy which is gaining very much popularity nowadays is NS200 RS200 versus R15. People are crazy
Oh my
about it.
God.
By people are absolutely crazy. If you open
The
YouTube,
spec sheet warriors are the spec sheet or warriors are everywhere.
by three bikes are of three different categories. Absolute.
Exactly.
RS200 and NS200
Exactly.
are not the same bikes. They have complete different ergonomics. If you look at R15, R15 has different ergonomics. So how can you compare something based on the CC? It's not justified. And also, if you talk about the quality, these content creators they are putting on social media, that quality is absolutely rubbish, because they are falsely misguiding the whole youth generation who are willing to get into the biking scene, and they're misleading them. For example, I will not take names, but that person rides a blue Z900, and that person is like, he wears a shoe, he wears gloves, he wears a Exor helmet, but sleeveless tank tops. I'm like,
I mean,
why?
if you fall with that, you're gonna have a pretty rough time. Trust
I'm
me,
like,
I've been there. This is ludicrous. Like,
what sense does it make? Can you just tell me? Like, it does not make any sense. It's just for the sake of content creation they're doing it, and moreover they're disrespecting the whole biking culture, because we as bikers, when we pass the cops, they generally think we are hooligans. We are not hooligans. People who are riding their Z900 on tank tops, they are the real hooligans, right? So now I'll come to the next topic. What do you think about the traffic scene or police chases or cop chases scenes that happen to us in regular life?
I think I first of all I have a huge amount of respect for the cops or the
Hmm.
traffic polices
Same here,
that
same here.
they do a pretty tough job of keeping us
Exactly.
safe, keeping us safe from ourselves oftentimes,
Hmm.
and keeping everyone safe around.
Hmm.
So I would at first I would hats off to them. Like
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
very tough not to crack
Yeah.
standing in this 40 degrees of heat
Hmm.
outside. But at the same time, what I believe is that there is a huge room of improvement in any state of India,
Hmm.
wherever you go to. Okay, so it it's fine. Like people, the cops especially, they will try to thrash you sometimes. I have seen one of the recent creators are getting bullied by the
Hmm.
cops. One of the recent incidents in Gurugram where a biking group was attacked by a Scorpio. Then they have been also harassed by the cops for
No,
like 6 to 8
no cop,
hours.
no cop actually came to help them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
no one
We
helped
are
them.
paying we are paying close to 50% of tax on our bikes,
Exactly,
including GST, cess and
exactly.
everything,
A
road
lot, a
tax.
lot. That's a lot.
Af- a lot. And a major chunk of that tax goes to the cops' salary essentially.
Exactly.
And while we do have a huge amount of respect for them, but if we are paying that much amount of money and still getting harassed by you, it breaks our heart, honestly.
We expect some
So
respect too.
we do expect a lot of expect. I understand it is very hard for them to implement and enforce the rule of law onto the
True,
roads,
true.
but not every one of us are going to like disrespect you. If you stop us, we will provide the papers. Just
Exactly,
ask us
exactly.
nicely. Do not pull away the key from the bike.
Hmm.
It's so
Correct.
disrespectful. What's the point of that? We're not going to expensive bikes from you. So why are you afraid? What are you afraid of? Like
Yeah.
this is too much.
I know, I know. See, recently I have had some experiences with the cops, and I'm very glad to say that all of them were very pleasant. A few days back, I was riding a brand new R3, and I got stopped by a cop, and the first thing he asked is, "Bhai, number plate kahan hai?" And then I nicely told that it does not come with a number plate holder, though that was a lie. It comes with a number plate holder, but since it was a new bike, there was no number plate. And also in my R15, I have removed the number plate holder and I have put the number plate inside the visor. It's visible from the front side. So when I
Yeah,
come,
yeah, I did that with my Speed 400 also. I put a sticker.
yeah,
I have the original number plate. Since the mounting of that bike broke,
exactly.
the number plate mount broke, I put a sticker.
I know.
It's no point in doing that in the loop.
Exactly. So when I told the cops and explained the whole situation कि सर ये ऐसा ही होता है, अगर इसमें हम सामने से ये लगा देना, so it might be a safety concern because we'll not have proper visibility. That is the thing. And the cop actually understood and he told us कि number plate आते ही लगा लेना. It should be there. Your number should be visible no matter it's printed, no matter it's a sticker, but it should be visible. So he just gave us a information. It's not even a warning. I would not say it's a warning. It's an information that he wants us to do this and we did it. The very first thing we did on that R3 is to get a number printed on the visor. It looks good, and also it does
Mhm.
not hamper the
Mhm.
visibility as well. So I feel
Mhm.
we as bikers, if we get more respect and if we are treated well by the cops, I think whole India can learn that cops are not our enemy. it's not like you need to run from every cop. You need to run from everywhere where you are being stopped. It's just that if your documents are correct, if you're riding legally, if you're wearing a helmet, helmet is must definitely, bro. If someone is riding
And
without a
shoes
helmet,
also.
yeah, if someone is riding
Yeah.
without a helmet, I don't even consider them as a sane person, because they do not even care
Hmm.
about their own self. How would they care about
Correct.
someone
Yeah.
else, right? They would hate someone else, and they would deny from the
Yeah.
responsibility. So that's the thing. If police is seeing a rider in proper gears, ask them nicely, talk them nicely, we'll have a good conversation, we'll bond better.
And most of us are having a lot of gears with us, cameras and
Yeah,
everything, and
exactly.
that costs a huge chunk of money.
Exactly.
If we have also have that fear that it may lead us to in a position that all of my belongings can wash away if
Yeah.
I try to run from a cop.
Yeah.
So that is utterly pointless,
Correct.
right?
Correct. Correct. That is the thing. So there are so many things that we have to talk about, like, but the thing is, we're running out of time today. So whatever we spoke about, it's a very constructive thing. I think we should do this more often, and
Exactly. Yeah.
these episodes will be a very good thing for the upcoming generation who are going to develop the biking culture in India. So I feel that uh, हर अच्छा काम का स्टेप अपने घर से लेना चाहिए, ठीक है? पहले खुद को बदलो, फिर देश को बदलो। सो हम खुद को बदलने का कोशिश कर रहे हैं, एंड विद दिस स्मॉल इनिशिएटिव ऑफ मेकिंग दिस पॉडकास्ट लाइव, we'll try to come live, we'll try to post this podcast 3 times a week at least. And with this small effort, I'm trying that whoever is watching this, I hope that they will understand what we are trying to convey, and they will take it into consideration and implement it in their daily lives. What do you have to say about this?
I think this is a very important step that every one of us should take. Not no matter if you're just at the beginning of your riding career,
Exactly.
no matter if you're riding for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, you
Correct.
should be always cautious on the roads. Everything and anything can come onto your path whenever you're
Correct.
in
Correct.
Indian roads.
Correct.
And also, you have to expect respect the rule of laws. If
Yeah.
unfortunately, however unfortunate it might be, that modification on a public road is not allowed, you have
Yeah.
to follow that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if it is your private racetrack or if it's a closed highway
Do anything you
sections,
want.
you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want, provided you don't hurt somebody else. But you can do whatever you want.
Exactly.
But it's a public road. You gotta have to respect the rule of law.
True.
Unfortunately.
True. True. That's what. So anyway, I think we'll wrap up this session for today,
Yeah,
and
obviously.
we'll see all of you on the next session. So till then, bye bye.